a girl picked up a bucket of bleach. While another girl was in the shower, she secretly took her shampoo, poured the bleach into it, shook it, and placed it back. Lizzie, who was living in a shelter, could hear the sounds of her challenging life. Life in the shelter wasn't easy. The girls there all had difficult pasts. Some were working, while others were on their way to work. Despite working hard and enduring a lot, Lizzie still couldn't escape the bullying. One time, someone poured a bowl of hot porridge over her, causing painful burns. Lizzie endured this difficult life for 7 years, until she finally managed to escape at the age of 15. She went to live with her grandfather and reunited with her mother after 7 years of separation. To Lizzie's surprise, her mother seemed much better, having overcome her addiction and mental breakdown. She looked healthier and more energetic than she had in the past. Her mother took her shopping, and they reminisced about old memories from Lizzie's childhood. Lizzie hadn't felt this happy in a long time and thought maybe they could rebuild their family. However, her mother revealed that her father had lost their home and was now living in a shelter. One day, Lizzie noticed her mother leaving suddenly. She followed her and discovered that her mother had relapsed into alcohol addiction. Her mother was drinking every day. Lizzie stayed with her grandfather, but her mother's drinking continued. One day, her grandfather, who had also been drinking heavily, became very angry. He yelled at Lizzie, telling her to leave and saying cruel things like she would end up like her parents, worthless. After that, Lizzie left her grandfather's house and began living on the streets. Fortunately, she met another homeless girl named Chris, who had a similar story. They became friends and spent their days sleeping in the subway and wandering the streets. Even though life was hard, Chris still carried a book with him, always believing in a better world. Lizzie would often return to her grandfather's house to visit her mother. She believed that as long as her mother was around, their family would stay intact. But one day, fate took a different turn. Lizzie went to the bar where her mother often spent time, only to find a pile of money on the table. The woman sitting next to her told her that her mother had passed away that morning, and the money had been donated by others. The news hit Lizzie like a bolt of lightning. Overwhelmed, she rushed to a familiar corner where she often sought refuge and finally broke down in tears. From that moment, she became a homeless child for good.